Hello and welcome back to another episode. We're going to do a little bit different today, actually. We've had a couple of bulk lots come in through various suppliers we get all our Skylanders from. So first up, Simon from Denmark. He has bought some Imaginators. So he's got Kingpin, Misty Cat, Chopscotch, and also Airstrike. I've been playing around with Airstrike a little bit. So what I normally do is if I'm testing my Skylanders or resetting them, I prefer to use Imaginators and also SuperChargers. So the simple fact is, Imaginers can test 99% of characters. Obviously, the magic items kind of a little bit issue, and that's where I test them on Superchargers because obviously you can work out pretty quickly if they register. So, preference for Imaginators first, and then what I'll do is when I stockpile a whole bunch of magic items such as pirate ships or sky diamonds, or any of the level pieces like Midnight Museum and the other ones. Shipwreck Island I've also got here as well. Very rare to come across Shipwreck Island, but it is what it is. So playing a little bit of Robo's level that unlocks when you get the character. So this is Imaginated Minds or Lost Imaginated Minds. Playing a little bit of Airstrike at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll just give you a bit of a glance as to what the level looks like. I'll jump out of the camera. So you can have a little bit of an idea of what the game is. So Blobbers is talking a little bit, but what I'll do is I'll quickly float around this level if I can skip him talking and go from there. So pick this up. And grab this Imaginator magnet and go from there. And cool. All right, come on, let's go. What I do like using Airstrike for is you can actually press B, which launches his airstrike, for lack of a better term, and makes it infinitely easier to run because I like his speed. So I'm quite impatient. What I have noticed testing the games, and a lot of people have mentioned in comments before as well, is that the disparity between the Imaginator Senseis and obviously the Imaginator Crystals, or the Creation Crystals, sorry, compared to the other characters from different games. So the core characters, the Trap Masters, the Giants, and all those different things, which becomes infinitely. Oh, we're going to squish him. Yeah, there we go. We squished him. So what I'll do now is I'll obviously, if you want me to watch play your Lost Imaginator level, let me know in the comment section below, and I will put a longer video out. But what I'm going to do now is quite quickly reset these characters for Simon before I wrap them up and get them across. So just resetting Airstrike then. So that obviously resets into 0. So it's, with the exception of a couple of paint chips, there's no different to obviously getting a brand new character. So Chopscotch. So periodically, I normally do reset a couple of these characters as they come through. Chopscotch has been reset before, or alternatively, I get sidetracked and keep playing them. So this is in the process of just resetting them quite quickly for him. He can do it himself, but it's just that extra level we normally throw in there, depending, especially if I'm testing characters. Come in. Riveting. And finally, Misty Cat. And he's been reset as well. So they're all reset. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump across to probably Trap Team, actually, because this box is, ripping the box is absolutely overflowing with Trap Team stuff. Or we do have a Gryffindor or Griffin Observatory. I'll put that on quite quickly just to make sure it works. I'll test that out later because we've already unlocked that KMP, so I might have an issue with that. But like I said, I'll play it a little bit further in depth later to do all those different things. I will move that across. I will pause the video here, jump out, and put Trap Team back on. All right, we're back into Trap Team now. So, just to answer one of the questions I did have in the comments, one of the shorts before, is that yes, the Xbox One games will work on the Series X. Generally speaking, I normally use the Series X to play, obviously, the gameplay content that I capture is on the Series X. However, I have found a cheap Series S on Facebook Marketplaces, I think like $20 or $30. So I primarily have that at my testing station now. And if I want to play the games more in depth, I use the Series X, which is in a different room. So what we'll do now is crack on. So what I normally do is use the Xbox Series X Trapmaster portal, sorry, Traptanium portal. This makes it infinitely easier. And like I said, we'll just reset the characters as we go through to make it riveting viewing. So head rush is at level 4. The reason why I prefer to use Imaginators or SuperChargers to test the characters as opposed to their native games is the simple fact is that Imaginators makes it infinitely easier to reset the characters. There's only 1 or 2 options you can go down. And with the swappable characters, obviously the top and bottom, if I use Trap Team or if I use SuperChargers, sorry, if I use Trap Team or Swap Force, I have to reset each individual part. SuperChargers and Imaginators resets the whole character. So yeah, infinitely easy. Wildfire. We did sell one of these characters this morning, so Wildfire. So what I'll do is I'll quarantine him after I reset him, and we'll just get him out today as well. So come over here. So if you have captured one of the, or caught one of the what's inside shorts before, this is where I normally do it. It makes it infinitely easier if I've got a second person. So what I normally do, I've got a big bunch of crystals over here. I grab one at a time. I don't test them before I do it. So literally as I do it is what we see at the same time. Later episodes, I have had my wife or my kids behind me playing the character because it's infinitely hard to have the character, the phone, and go 3 ways from that way. So now we're going to do Crypt King. All right, we'll give him a reset. I was talking to someone on eBay the other day, and they were pretty much talking about CEX over in the UK, where we sent the order to. He did buy a Drobot Series 2, so just basically the standard Drobot, not the large core one. And he was mentioning that the UK didn't actually get the Drobot, so it was quite curious to send that. He did mention that CEX over there is quite cheap, which I wish was the case over here. Like I said numerous times, I have been local here, and they've been selling lobster for about things going on in my ear for about $20, and he has been missing 1 or 2 arms, which to me, yeah, it's probably not acceptable. Winterfest lobster. All right, so this is what we normally do. So I test the characters. Obviously, when they come through, I give them a test, give them a cosmetic look to see if they need cleaning. A lot of the ones we get through are quite clean. If they're dusty, I'll give them a bit of a clean up. If they're missing limbs, I will test them. I will put them in a different tub, which I've shown you before. And yeah, that's pretty much our process. We'll put test traps. There's some traps in here as well. Rattle, rattle, rattle. And put them in there and see how they go as well. So we actually haven't found a way with the Wii. Brave Floor. It's a bit weird that he's an earth element in Trap Team, but he's a water element in Imaginators. But hey, each their own, I suppose. So what we'll do is wrap the video up there. Hope you enjoy. This is pretty much what we do to reset the characters. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more of Wildstorm or Robo's levels, because I can record a little bit of that playing along. And we'll see you next time. Bye.